How's it going, guys? My name is Franco and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing our 2025 review of Swyftx. This is just a general overview of everything that Swyftx has to offer. We're just going to be running through all their different features, fees, how to sign up, just go over the whole basics. This is really good if you're a new user to Swyftx and you're just wanting a general overview. If you are looking for more specific videos on Swyftx, we do have quite a variety on this channel. And talking about the channel, guys, do remember to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these sorts of videos. We are sitting at 883 subs. We're pushing for 1,000 this year, so I'd be much appreciated if you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, any comments that you do have down below that help support the channel. It's much appreciated. Referral codes down in the description below if you are interested in using them. But let's just jump straight into our 2025 review of Swyftx. So we'll just start off, we'll just skim through the front page of Swyftx, what they sort of what they stand for, what are they essentially. If we read the About Us page, since 2019 Swyftx has found new ways for customers to engage with the market. Above all else, customer experience and peace of mind we seek to deliver is a long-term focus. So all the mumbo jumbo that you'd expect, but essentially the important stuff is these guys are obviously a registered crypto exchange. They are ISO certified as well, which is always good. And they're Aussie owned and operated. So that's a big one. So they are, obviously owned and operated in Australia, but also you can access Swyftx in New Zealand, I do believe. So if you're outside of these countries, unfortunately you won't be able to access Swyftx, but for the Aussies and the New Zealanders, I've always found it best to utilize, the Aussie exchanges like Coinspot, like Swyftx, because they tend to work under the legislation, the laws that are, operating in Australia. It makes it easier as opposed to using international exchanges. I do just find Australian exchanges a little bit more safer, a little bit more easy to access, and they are designed for Aussies, right? With regards to, depositing funds and doing all those fun things. Makes it very easy when it's all Australian owned and operated. So you can skim through this page. It's all pretty straightforward, right? Like the sort of stuff you would expect to see on any cryptocurrency exchange front page. They are, as I said, ISO certified, so that's a big one. So being ISO certified basically means that you're following an in-depth audit on all the information and security management practices and processes. Swyftx are constantly being audited by third parties, and they are being certified. So, that makes you think that they are a little bit safer. Of course, things like FTX and, of the likes makes you doubt some of these things. But that's what we like about being Australian owned and operated, is that they do work under our legislation. They're under our security management practices, and, essentially they should be safer than a lot of other exchanges. So the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is going to be to create an account. So, you can go to the front page and just press create an account. It is always there. If you just type in Swyftx, you can see get started. Just press that button. Or the other way you can do things is if we do go to one of our other prior videos, if you guys are looking to get $10 worth of free Bitcoin when you sign up to Swyftx, simply you can do this on this video that you're watching right now. Scroll down to the description. You'll see we've got, all of our different exchanges, yada yada, Aussie exchanges. You want to go down to Swyftx, simply click on that link and it'll take you to the create an account page, and the promo code will be automatically applied. So do feel free to use that link, get $10 worth of free Bitcoin. There are some terms and conditions. I think it's like, you got to deposit and trade $10 worth of crypto or something like that. But pretty easy to get. Just make sure you do follow those steps in order to get your $10 worth of free Bitcoin. But the first steps are, essentially just go to that page there, put in your details, first name, last name, mobile phone number, and email address. They will probably get you to certify them. You got to verify those details, create a password, and that's essentially it. Your Swyftx account will now be set up essentially, but you will be required to go through an initial ID verification. So that is quite common for all exchanges in Australia, where you do need to go through and verify essentially who you are. So typically you need two types of identification, whether that be like a driver's license or a Medicare or something of the likes. That way you can then identify who you are. You'll have to like take a photo with it or something with you holding it up. They make you do these things. It's not fun, but unfortunately it is very common practice. So that is what you'll have to do. It is also important to consider when you are signing up, just to look at doing those little extra security things. So yes, of course, create a strong password. Make sure you're using, the right email address and mobile number, but also consider things like, your Google two-factor authentication. So I'll put some things up on the screen now for that, but basically, every time you go to sign in, you're going to need to get a code from your phone or whatever it may be, in order to, and then put that code in order to log in. That way, if someone is just trying to log into your account with just the email and password, that is, always possible. But if you do have that two-factor authentication, it does make it extremely difficult to, essentially, get your account hacked. So, do consider things like that as well. Of course, as we said, they are, Swyftx is ISO certified. They're working under Australian legislation. They should be a pretty safe exchange. But, things like just someone logging into your account, you do have to consider that as well, right? That's something that can always happen. Yes, you get emailed every time, someone logs into your account. But, you do need to put in that extra precaution. So consider something like a Google two-factor authentication as well. So basically, now that you have made your account, you've got your identity verified, the next thing you're probably going to want to do is look to deposit funds. So it is pretty straightforward. You can just press on this deposit button, or you can even go transfer funds, just press on deposit. To pull up this screen for you, I'm going to have this all blanked out, but essentially it is pretty straightforward from here. Just select what asset. Obviously we want to deposit Aussie dollars. If you're in New Zealand, just change it to New Zealand dollars, and then all you need to do is just a simple bank transfer. So account name, BSB account number, and a reference. And if we have a look at bank transfer deposits, it is, if we scroll down, limits $30. So pretty standard minimum fee. So you have to deposit at least $30. You can't just go and do $5. And the fees for bank deposits are $0. So that's the important thing. Now they have made this pretty clear as well. You can see you may experience delays from your bank. Whilst bank transfers are, an instant transaction, there may be holds on your bank account, particularly in Australia. I know that there's a lot of different banks that, put 24-hour holds on crypto deposits, or if it's your first time depositing, chances are they're going to put that 24-hour security hold on it anyway. So don't, stress out if you deposit funds and they're not there immediately. Still do like a tester, like a demo deposit, just to make sure that you've got the right details essentially. So you can see processing time. If you're using Osco, which I think most major banks are, it is under a minute. So it's an instant transfer essentially. But of course, as we said, your bank can apply a restriction on that. And then of course, deposit limits. So you can deposit, $30 or up to 50,000 if you're a real baller. Swyftx does not charge fees. However, your bank may do consider that. But other than that, it is all pretty straightforward. The next way is doing a card deposit. So if you are going to do a card deposit, you simply enter the amount that you're looking to deposit, and then you will just provide your card details. Now you can see here, deposits are credited for taking within 30 to 45 minutes. This is card deposits, remember, not just your bank transfers. We now switch to card. You can see that the deposit limit, so it's minimum $91, maximum 15,000 per day or 60,000 per month. Swyftx, whilst they don't charge any fees for card deposits, their third-party provider does charge a 1.99% processing fee and up to a 3.5% spread. So pretty expensive way to deposit funds. Realistically, you are just going to be doing a bank transfer because that is free. Whereas, depositing via card, that's, whatever it might be, just your debit card. You are going to be copying some pretty hefty fees, so probably don't look at doing it the card way unless you absolutely have to. And then the last one is Pay ID. It is pretty simple. You're just going to be just copying the email address into the Pay ID, which I've got blanked out, but it is just there on the screen. It is pretty straightforward. And as it says here, it should be a near instant deposit, but of course, your deposit using Pay ID may take up to 1 business day to be cleared by your bank. So there's 24-hour security holds. They probably are going to be there. Same thing, $30 up to 50,000, and same thing again, Swyftx, no fees on Pay ID, unless of course your bank provider does charge a fee, but they should not, and it should be fine. And then of course the other side of the coin is withdrawing. So Whilst, you know, you probably haven't traded any funds or anything yet, if you're up to this stage of the video, withdrawing is very straightforward. It is just through your bank account, so it is free. And as it says here, withdrawals must be to your a bank account belonging to you. Withdrawals made to a third-party bank account may be delayed or restricted until the withdrawal is verified. So it is pretty straightforward. You simply just click this drop box, hit add new address, and then from there, all you need to do is just put in your BSB account number, reference, whatever they might require, and then you simply deposit your funds, and that is all you have to do to withdraw. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, now that you've deposited or you've signed up, you've verified your identity, you've deposited funds, next thing you probably gonna want to do is buy some different cryptocurrencies. So we are in demo mode for this. We'll go over what demo mode is exactly, but basically this is just play money that doesn't actually exist that Swyftx provide us with. So to buy cryptocurrencies, it is pretty straightforward. Most people are probably just going to go through the quick actions and just press buy, search an asset that you want to buy, say it is Bitcoin, whatever it might be. Now, of course, Swyftx has provided us with US dollars for some strange reason, I don't know. But, you know, of course, if you deposit Aussie dollars, that will be fine. We're just going to go USD. The amount we want to buy, say it's 100 US dollars. You can see that is 1.3% of our USD. At $100,000, $200 USDT to BTC, simply place order, and there we go. We just bought Bitcoin on Swyftx. You can see our USD just went down $100. Our Bitcoin just went up a little bit, and it is that simple. Even though it is the exact same if you're in the demo mode or not in the demo mode, it really is that simple. So the other way we can buy Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, if we're looking to get a little bit fancy, obviously that was just an instant order. So we went in, we instantly bought up some Bitcoin. We just bought $100 worth of Bitcoin. Now the other way to do it would be on trigger. So say hypothetically we had US dollars and Bitcoin, and we were a little bit more bearish on Bitcoin USD basically. What we could say is that once Bitcoin falls to 90,000 US dollars, of course, is at, it's at 160,000 Aussie dollars, but it's about 100,000 US dollars. We could buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. So we press review, place order. That way, if Bitcoin falls from 100,000 US dollars where it's at right now, it's at 160,000 Aussie dollars, but 100,000 US dollars, conversion rates right. But if it does fall to 90,000 US dollars, we'll buy up $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. And then if we just go to our open orders, you can see there that the current price is 100,000, and we do have a triggered price of 90,000, so a buy trigger. So essentially, if the price falls, we'll buy the dip, and we've got that on trigger if we do want to do that. Of course, we can just delete this if we do decide that's probably not what's going to happen. We can delete the order, but we won't. We'll let it sit there for now. This is only a demo account. It doesn't really matter. Now, there are some other ways we could do this as well. If we wanted to buy higher for some reason, we could say 150,000 Bitcoin is our target price, and so we want to buy $1,000 at that point. Press review, place order, and there you can see we've got now a buy stop. So if the price of Bitcoin were to rise to 150,000, sorry, we would buy less. I don't know why you'd want to do that. The other side of things is sell triggers. So say we wanted to trade from Bitcoin, we'll just keep it in US dollars just for now. Doesn't really matter whether you're trading US dollars or most people are going to be trading Aussie dollars, but it doesn't really matter. Say once Bitcoin rises to 140,000, just for the sakes of this video, we wanted to sell, you can do a certain percentage. Say you want to sell 35% of your portfolio, just for the sake of this video. Press review, place order, and there you have it. You guys can see that essentially we've got a sell trigger. So once Bitcoin rises to 140,000 US, we'll sell that amount for for a price of whatever it is. There it is over here, 2,500 US dollars. The other thing we could also do is set basically a stop loss or a sell, whatever they call it, sell stop. Whatever you want to call it. So say we're trading Bitcoin, we'll just do this one to Aussie dollars because I don't care. Say once Bitcoin falls to 50,000 Aussie dollars, we want to sell 40% of our portfolio. press review. There you can see we'll place order, and there it is, a sell stop. So those are all the different types of trigger orders that you can set. So a buy trigger, so that's basically buying a dip, buying lower. A buy stop, that's basically buying higher. A sell trigger, that is selling higher. A sell stop is selling lower. So those are some different ways if you want to protect yourself. Most people are probably just going to be using the sell stop and the buy stop, which is basically just buying lower, selling, or protecting yourself. So yeah, that's also there if you want to do that. Some other ways to buy, you can look at doing bundles. So if you want to diversify your portfolio or whatever it might be, you can just pick top 10 by market cap. You can see there. You got to put it to US dollars because for some reason we're on US dollars in the demo account. Essentially, so you can see all the different cryptos that it does put in this bundle. So this is just your top 10 by market cap. So continue. And then say we want to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. You can see it just puts $100 automatically into each and every one. So just 10%, of course, by 10 is 100%. But it does also give you the option to adjust this. So say you want to buy, more Bitcoin, you could go 25% Bitcoin. You could go 25% ETH. Does it allow us to, or we'll lock that one, 25% ETH. There we go. We'll lock that one. So you got 25% ETH, 25% Bitcoin. You can adjust and change it. Say maybe, you hate XRP, right? Make that, can you go lower? You must have to go 5%. We'll go 5%. You hate BNB, we'll go 5%, right? You can do whatever you want, lock it in, make it however you want to make it. But, by default, it'll just be, 10% of each, or you could look at, big two bundle. It's just going to be 50-50 split or 25-25 somehow. I don't know how that works. Because we've got them locked. But obviously it'll just be 50-50. But yeah, that's pretty well it, right? So you can buy in bundles. The other way you can buy is doing recurring orders. So say you just want to buy $50 a week, you can do this in your automated orders. It's not available in demo mode, but it is very simple to set up. So if you want to do that, feel free to go ahead. But you just need to, of course, make sure you have funds in your account every week. But, $50 a week, $100 a week, $100 every 2 weeks, $50 a month. Set it up how you like. It is very straightforward. That's a good way to dollar cost average. Okay, and then of course with all this buying and selling, we got to sort of know what are we up for essentially in terms of fees. So as you can see, trading fees from 1%, and that is we'll get to that in a second. Deposit fees, as we said, deposit and withdrawal fees. If you just do a bank transfer, it is free. So you just want to be doing that, just your bank transfers. And then, how can we get the best fees possible? So let's go through this. So our trading fees start at 0.6% and reduce automatically as your trade volume increases. We use a tiered system to calculate your trading fees. We calculate your trading fees tiered based on trade volume in Australian dollars over the last 30 days. We recalculate your 30-day trading volume every 60 minutes. So your trade volume is literally just, last 30 days, how much have you traded, and it is constantly getting updated. So in order to access the higher tiers, you basically need to be constantly trading. So that is one of the downsides. It's not like a cumulative, it is a rolling average that you need to maintain. So basically, as I said, regular, which starts at 0.6%, that is anyone under $100,000. So that's probably going to be most people just accessing that 0.6% trading fee. And then if you are trading more volume, say you've traded, greater than 100,000 Aussie dollars in volume, you might have traded, $200,000 in the last 30 days, whatever it might be, you get access to a 0.55% fee. So you are saving a little bit of money with that one. But then as you can see, the more you trade, the more it goes up to, if you're trading greater than or equal to 6 million Australian dollars every 30 days, you do get access to that 0.1% fee, which of course is for most people a very long shot away. But if you are someone who's trading that sort of that amount of money, chances are, I'll put the maths on the screen, what, an extra 0.5% trading fee, because that's the difference, right? 0.5% between the two for $6 million, that would be, pretty substantial money that you are saving. So definitely, pretty good, right? Pretty good. It's always better to have lower fees, I suppose. Okay, a couple of things that are just important to note. Swapping trading fees. So that's, I didn't go over that, but You can, like, just swap Bitcoin for Ethereum or whatever it might be, but that will incur a greater fee of 1.2%, because essentially what they do, right, is they sell Bitcoin to, dollars, and then dollars to, ETH, right? That's essentially 2 transactions. So it does incur a fee of 1.2%, which isn't great. But that's fair enough. It's essentially just double whatever your tier is. So if you're at the tier of 0.1% and you swap all your Bitcoin to Ethereum, you're gonna cop double that fee, which is 0.2%. So worth just keeping an eye on if you do notice higher fees. Over the counter, we'll get to this in a second, but it does have just its own fee structure, which do not apply, which means these do not apply to OTC. So do consider that as well when if you are going to trade over the counter and you're wondering why your fees are different. It's a whole different system. And the other thing is spreads. So we'll have a look at spreads. So of course, obviously, if you're a higher tier, that does not affect the spreads that are on the platform. So spreads are something that every single exchange has, but not a lot of exchanges talk about. It's sort of a secret. It's not really a fee, but it is. Like, in order to execute, constantly be executing orders, there needs to be a difference between the buy and the sell price. So if Bitcoin's, to buy Bitcoin, it might be let's just say $101,000 to buy Bitcoin. But then when you go to sell, say you buy it and then immediately go to sell, you might see it's only $100,000 to sell. So obviously that spread would be, about 1%, 1% difference. So you may be wondering why is there a difference? Well, that needs to be there to basically give exchanges a gap. They can't be just perfectly executing these orders. There needs to be a little margin to ensure that the orders are being met effectively. So what are spreads? In addition to the trading fee, Swyftx applies a spread to each cryptocurrency trade. This is the difference between the buy and the sell price, as we just mentioned. The spread is calculated at the time of the trade. This means the spread may be higher or lower than the percentage below. It is important to understand spread is separate from the trading fee, and both should be considered when trading. Swaps will incur spread for swapping each asset. The table below shows the spreads, yada, yada, yada. So the thing that you really got to note that's important here, every single exchange has spread. Swyftx are the only guys that really advertise it. And the reason they do advertise it is because they have really good spreads. They're very, very competitive. If you compare, just go have a look at some other exchanges, what their buy and sell prices are. And you'll find Swyftx to be very competitive. They're publicly advertising what their spreads are. So, on top of what is, pretty good trading fees, 0.6% for everyone essentially and lower. They do also have really competitive spreads. So that's, going to save you a lot of money in the long run. And it's just worth considering. Do go check out other exchanges and just you won't be able to find any other exchange that advertises their spread. But they all have it, and they're all a little bit higher, just from my experience. So, spreads for Swyftx are a really big positive. I know spreads aren't a positive for anyone really, except the exchanges, but they do still have low spreads, which is really important. Okay, let's go on to the next topic, which is the demo mode. So we're just going to be going into some other features that are available on Swyftx. So to access the demo mode, it's really simple. Go to settings, press that, demo mode, boom, and we're in demo mode now. And that's the account we were just in before to be doing all that trading. So it really is that simple. You're now in demo mode, and as we showed before, you can just buy and sell. Say you want to reset your funds, just press reset demo, yes. And there you can see now we have 10,000 US dollars. So they've, reset our demo account. So this is really good. If you are just looking to, just try and practice your trading, if you want to learn how to trade without risking your money, you can do different things like that. Say you want to, you want to test, dollar cost averaging versus, trading Bitcoin versus, buying bundles, whatever it might be, right? Or you just want to practice, picking different assets, how well you can read a chart, different trading strategies, whatever it might be. The demo mode is, an exceptional way of doing this because you can do it and you're not risking any funds, right? It's free, right? It's free for any user that has Swyftx to just go on here and practice trading. That is something that's really, I think, undervalued for a lot of people. People just think, oh, I'm just going to get in there and I'm just going to start doing it, and they end up losing money. But to be able to, do this, even if you're not a new trader, even if you're an experienced trader, and you just want to try a different strategy, you know, you just want to see, maybe I could, you know, get that extra 1%, extra 2%, you know, efficiency. Just want to try a little different thing on the way I trade. This is definitely a good way of doing it. And as we just showed, you know, if you balk it and you just want to restart, just restart, and you're not risking anything. So most people, I would assume most people probably don't use the demo mode, or at least as effectively as they could. Because trust me, I understand, like, the reason people get into trading is because, you know, they want to put their money in the market, right? So they do that, and then afterwards they consider if they're doing it right. So I understand that it's very common. People just throw their money in and just, you know, just to get in, right? But this is a really good way, and you know, it's probably a feature that you can't find anywhere else. So honestly, guys, even if you're like, I don't really want to use Swyftx, just get Swyftx just for the demo mode, and just see if you like it, because it is super handy. You can just go in, practice your trading. You know, you can practice your altcoin picking, maybe, you know, maybe you're super bullish, you know, on all these different coins, and you want to practice to see how well you know the market. Do whatever you got to do. If you're going to start trying out a new strategy that you might lose money on, do it in a demo mode, right? Like just practice. This is for, you know, from beginners to the most advanced traders. This is a fantastic feature because it's just practice. It's just, you know, practicing different things, see what works for you, and then you can sort of get into the market itself. So whilst this probably isn't for everyone, I understand, you know, myself, I don't use the demo mode because me personally, I'm just like a long-term trader. I sort of just dollar cost average, and I don't really want to just be dollar cost averaging in a demo account. But if I were to you know, switch things up, and if I was like, you know, maybe I want to practice some short-term trading, which I don't, but say I wanted to, you know, I could definitely start in the demo account and see if I can, you know, make a profitable, you know, profitable plan or whatever it might be, before I start throwing my money into the market. So demo mode, fantastic. Do consider using it. Let's just jump on to the next feature. Okay, so as we spoke about earlier, OTC, so over-the-counter trading. So this is for high volume cryptocurrency, Bitcoin OTC services for SMSF, high net worth individuals or large scale traders. So very good for your SMSF. We'll get to that later. But basically, I mean, the first thing you should know, what is over the counter. So essentially, here we go. I scrolled down like, you know, half a page and it was here. What is OTC trading? They're probably going to explain it better than me. So what is the difference between OCT and exchange trading? Trading on a registered cryptocurrency exchange is the most common and convenient way for individuals to invest in digital asset classes. So, you know, exchange trading is what 95% of people do, 99% of people, I don't know. However, substantial trades on exchanges can result in unfavorable price slippage due to insufficient liquidity. That's what we were talking about before with, you know, with spreads, right? The reason there is a spread is to basically because there's liquidity. There's always got to be enough liquidity, right? So in order to meet the buy and the sell orders, there has to be a bit of a gap that, you know, they never quite meet, right? And they're always moving around, if that makes sense, to meet the liquidity. But if you do a massive order on an exchange, like say you trade, you know, say you just sell 100,000 Bitcoin, there might not be enough buy orders. So if you, I don't know how to explain this, but if you have I'm going to try to explain this. If you have, you know, Bitcoin, it's trading around, you know, it's moving, the buy and sell orders are coming in, whatever it might be, and then you put $100,000 on the sell side, right? That means there has to be $100,000 instantaneously of buy orders, right? You're selling, there has to be someone on the other side buying. Now, chances are the exchange that you're using doesn't have $100,000 worth of buy orders at the current trading price, but they do have $100,000 worth of buy orders, not necessarily, you know, at the current price, but lower. So what happens is you get slippage, right? Everything moves back, right? Essentially, your buy order or your sell order is scooped up by buy orders, not at the current price, but at the current price and lower. And that's what essentially slippage is. I don't know if I explained that very well. If there's a video out there that explains slippage better, I'm sure there is. I'll try to. It's hard to explain, but it makes sense in my head, right? But what over-the-counter trading is specifically designed for large-scale traders, high net worth individuals, and corporate clients. OTC removes slippage risk and the unknowns of market liquidity. Trade high volumes with certainty to maximize trader profits if you're looking to, yada yada, right? So who should use OTC, over-the-counter trading? or OTC trading provides a well-rounded solution to service high-value accounts and institutional-grade clients, whereby brokers directly handle and execute the trades outside of the public exchange. Large volume trades on traditional exchanges can result in negative price impact in which orders get filled at. This is referred to as slippage, which is a common drawback from traditional exchanges. So pretty well how to trade, we'll get to sort of how it works, but how to trade on OTC. Book a consultant on one of our experienced OTC dealers. Will reach out to discuss your personalized trading needs. Sign up, we'll get you through the seamless OTC onboarding process, support various account types like personal SMSFs, trusts, and companies. Trade OTC, our experienced dealers will guide you through the process from quoting to trade settlement, ensuring a safe and secure transaction with zero unknowns. So pretty well what happens is, so instead, as we said, so instead of going by the public order books and, you know, having that slippage where your sell order might not be met, and then, you know, buyers come in from lower prices, and then that's basically what slippage is. What Swyftx will do is they will quote you a price. They'll quote you an upfront price. Say you say, I want to sell $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. They might say, all right, we can do that for $150,000 per Bitcoin. And that's it, right? You can accept that quote or you can decline it. And that way there is no slippage involved, right? You get your fixed rate. There's going to be a fee involved. Yes, of course, you know, you're dealing with different, you know, there's a whole process to it, right? But you get a guaranteed quote that you can accept or decline. So that's the advantage of OTC, where you're not going through the public order book. You're dealing directly, with brokers and, people in Swyftx who can provide that for you. So this is good if you are a high value trader, but I don't think most people are, unfortunately, doing $50,000 trades. Maybe by the end of the bull market, we'll all be doing $50,000 trades. That would be nice, but we'll wait and see. We're almost at the end of this video. It's taking a while, but cryptocurrency and SMSFs. So invest and trade through your self-managed super fund. So if you do have an established SMSF and you're looking to buy and sell cryptocurrencies in your SMSF, of course, guys, do consider risk. There are higher risk in, not only self-managed super funds, but cryptocurrency self-managed super funds. So Swyftx will allow you to put, part of your SMSF into cryptocurrencies, and you can trade using the Swyftx platform. So it is something you can do. You can go through the whole, the process, apply for an SMSF account, submit information, process application, yada, yada, right? Obviously, risk of crypto SMSFs, these are high risk. You're talking about retirement funds. So, it is something you got to put a lot of consideration into. But you do need to have a pre-established SMSF, and then utilize Swyftx as your broker, essentially. And basically everything that comes with Swyftx applies to the SMSF. So trading fees, as we said, if you want to access OTC, chances are people probably do have 50,000 in their SMSF, so they can utilize OTC. But everything applies. Fees are the same. What cryptocurrencies you have access to, yada yada. Pretty well Swyftx, but you can trade your SMSF. So if you want to consider that, do feel free, I suppose. Okay, so last but not least is learn and earn. So nothing crazy to rave about, but basically it does give you the opportunity to do a little bit of crypto learning and earn some rewards. So if you do scroll down, you'll see that there are a lot of different courses that mostly have ended, but that's pretty good, $10 worth of Bitcoin. But basically, you can see that if you do these courses, what does it say? Get 80% or higher on the quiz, you earn a reward. So basically it's just a little way, I guess. It's probably more so if you're new to crypto and you're wanting to learn a little bit. You can see that they have had some pretty decent rewards in the past, $2 worth of ETH, $5 worth of Bitcoin, $5 worth of A-star, $2 worth of Bitcoin. You can see there's quite a few. $10, that's pretty good. That one appears to be going at the moment. And then $1 worth of Bitcoin also going at the moment. But, if you are new to crypto, I'm sure, any little bit of Bitcoin will help you out. And you never know, it might pump to $1 million. So if you are interested in doing, they do have these little things like here in order to earn a little bit of, free money essentially. So it's worth checking out. And then, of course, actually last but not least feature is their mobile app. So I'll just put, quick demo on the screen just down the side there. But basically, I think you can do just about everything you need to do through the Swyftx app. I would actually say it's one of the nicest apps that I've used in terms of ease and ability and just everything that goes along with it. It's a really good app. Really, if you are like me, you just you want to do all your trading through your phone, definitely you're able to do that. It's super easy. I don't really use the desktop version of Swyftx because I just do it all on my phone, right? So that's an option if you guys are looking to just trade through your phone. You get all your charts, it's pretty well everything you need to do, right, in my opinion. So much worth. Get the app, download it, put it on your phone, see if you like it. But that is pretty well everything for today, guys. I think we've covered everything that Swyftx has in 2025. And if you did enjoy this video, guys, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you are looking to sign up, remember, simply hit that link. It will take you to the login that does have promo code applied. That is how you get $10 worth of free Bitcoin when you do sign up to Swyftx. So if you have any questions as well, feel free to comment down below, like the video. And yeah, that's pretty well it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.